Hello, everybody. Bill Thornton, SoCalsabre. How are you all doing today on this rainy, gloomy day in Southern California? I hope you're all having a better day. Well, another week has gone by and it's Saturday and it's time to let's check in on the sounds that I listened to this week, albums and CDs. You saw by the thumbnail, I listened to 5 albums and 2 CDs. Well, let's take a look and see what they were. The first one I started off with the week was a remastered half speed 2022 reissue of the 1992 album The Police Greatest Hits. You can see it's got a Obi with it. Back, these photos of the gang with the I always get the wrong side, the track list down there. And we do have, it's a double L2 LP. The inside is a picture of the group. And let's see what the inner sleeves have on. This one here, I don't know if they're different or not. There's a picture of the 3 of them standing in there. That's bad going on here. Thing. And then back. Not sure. Let's check the other inner sleeve. There's 2 inner sleeves and see if they're the same or different. Well, they look like they are different. Shadow of the 3 guys. Look at this picture here, how young they were. How cool is that? When I saw Sting was in the Hollywood Bowl with Peter Gabriel. That was a great show. Rates in one of my top. Came with a nice hype sticker on it. I took it off, the original, and I put it on my sleeve that I protect things with. And let's see what we got here. We got a nice half mastering speed certificate from Abbey Road Studio. Pretty cool. Here at the bottom. Got bent a little bit somehow. Don't know. I think somebody hurrying to put it in. And it comes the police on one side. And the other side is a little different. I was had a hard time with this one here, figuring out which was A and B, when it says it right on the front. So I mentioned that I saw Sting and Peter Gabriel live at the Hollywood Bowl. What was cool about it wasn't like one of them played for 2 hours and the other one did. You know, the other one come on for 2 hours. They were on stage together with their bands on separate sides of the Hollywood Bowl stage. Their backup singers and everything. And then when I went down there, I said, "Well, this probably be a pretty mellow concert." It wasn't. They changed the tempos and everything, and it was really rocked. It really was a very good show. All right, so that was The Police's Half Speed Remastered 1992 album that was released in 2022, Greatest Hits. Right, so the next one, I'm taking the shrinks off before I bring them out. Make sure we cut down the. See, I'm not in that other room because I still haven't figured out how to do it back there yet. Okay, so the next one we got is A Trick of the Tail by Genesis. You can see that this album's got some wear, and on the back it's got some ring wear up here. Pretty old. This is a 1977 prog rock album by Genesis called A Trick of the Tail. I had never heard it before. I picked it up, and it's got more damage here. I got to go make sure that I'm rating this right. This guy. I picked it up because I had heard some good stuff about it. and it's a prog rock album from '77, and yes, it was very good. This is the first album with by Genesis with Phil Collins as the lead singer, following Peter Gabriel's departure. It was a big success in the UK. It went up to number 3 in the UK charts, and good success in the US. It went up to number 31 in the US charts. A Trick of the Tail. It is a gatefold. Doesn't show you a whole lot. Wait a minute. Well, let's get this over here first. I'll show you a lot more. Got the lyrics. On there. I showed you the back. Let's see what this was that slipped out of my hands here. Oh, it's just inner sleeve, that's all. So, just a picture of the same thing that's on the back, I believe. Okay, and it came on the well-known orange Echo label. Good stuff, it really was. But it's prog rock, and I really, really enjoyed it. All right, the next thing we go on back to the 60s and 70s. One of my favorite groups from that era, and still overall one of my favorite groups. Don't ask me what my favorite one. This one is Volunteer. Jefferson Airplane. This was their 5th album, and there was a lot of controversy surrounding the album when it was released because of the days it went over anti-war and profanity. The profanity that they got on here wouldn't even be blink an eye nowadays. This is the last album that the Jefferson Airplane's co-founder or founder Marty Balin and drummer Spencer Dryden performed on. Balin was the founder. As a lot of people know, he went off to form Hot Cartuna and put out some great hits on it. But this has My Sweetheart, Gray Slick on it. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. I don't remember if there was an inner sleeve with this one or not. Don't see one in there. But as you can see, I've been trying to pick up, I'm not a collector of complete catalogs, but I've been trying to pick up stuff from Genesis, if you probably noticed, and from Jefferson Airplane that I didn't have before. And this one was done on the RCA Victor label, Dog and the Megaphone. So that was Volunteers by Jefferson Airplane, 5th album. Then I switched over to listening to some CDs. Let me get a quick sip of this coffee here, get my throat dried or wet. And the first one I listened to, this is off of that same shelf I'm pulling them off of. The first one I listened to is This the Life We Really Want? By Roger Waters. It was Roger's 4th solo album. He put it out in 2017. It's a little dark at times, and it was actually in the it reached number 3 in the UK and number 11 in the US. Probably because of Roger Waters and his fame from that. But it's a little bit dark, and supposedly it's a radio play, from what I read about it, about a man and his daughter investigating why children are being killed in the world. There's a lot of songs talking about that particular subject. It was also blocked in Italy over claims of plagiarism with the graphics, I guess. So this was it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. See the inside. Did come with a nice little book. With the lyrics on. I did look at the lyrics while I was playing this time. I didn't learn a lot about the album itself. But I like Roger Waters. I like Pink Floyd. I like David Gilmour stuff. I even have Sid Barrett in the collection. So there that is that. And then there's some credits on the back there. And the CD looks just like the cover. So that was, is this the life we really want? That's a pretty good question, isn't it? At times in my life, I probably asked that same question to myself. Then I moved on. The next CD I pulled out, brought back some memories because it was by another member of the infamous 27 Club. Back to Black by Amy Winehouse. But I don't know if I have any other Amy Winehouse, but I'm glad that I do have this one because I really like this. I really like her voice. Not as female voice, maybe she's up there top three along with Grace Slick and somebody else. I'm not sure who the other one would be at this point in time. Who's your favorites? Female singers. But this was a real good one. I had a hard time because it says it's got 11 tracks on it, but then everything I read in is it only had 10 tracks on it. Then I found out the last track was just kind of hidden. And then 10 with the booklet. All the lyrics, pictures. This young lady. Truly missed. Wish she had hung around some more. I might look into some of her other catalog. I can do probably a database search or something to find out if I have any other stuff by her. That's pretty cool. Pretty good stuff. That is a CD. Go playing back. Listen back. Pretty plain. Listen to the tracks. Okay, then my last one for the week was played this morning on this gloomy day. So I've done this is CDs that were already in my collection. And now I'm doing an album that was already in my collection. These other albums were new to my collection. Picked up, and I bought the Police one brand new about a year or so ago. And I've just now opened it up, got it off. If it was a board game, it'd be called On My Shelf of Shame. And the other two I got in auctions. And so that Police was my new one. The CDs were in my collection already. And this was the first album since I've been doing this that I actually pulled out of my collection, and it's number 8 in my collection, so it's been there for a long time. But the first 7 were all Christmas and Elvis, and I didn't want to play those at first, so I'm going to start with 8 and move on a little bit. And this was a nice one to be playing today on this rainy day. Poems, Prayers, and Promises by John Denver. This is a 1971 album, and it is an original. So you can believe 53 years old, and played with VG Plus. Except for this little sticker that I put on. I'm one of those people that messed up. I put this sticker on here, and I could take it off and try to fix it up, but I just leave it the way it is. The only defect of the whole of the got a little bit of wear right here, but I would still wear down here in the corners from pulling it in and out, because I didn't in the old days protect mine by using sleeves. What's some great songs on there? Holy mackerel. Poems, Prayers, and Promises, Let It Be, My Lady, Take Me Home, Country Roads, I Guess You'd Rather Be in Colorado, Sunshine on My Shoulders. This was an album, this was John's fourth album, and it was released in 1971. Uh, Great songs, and it peaked at number 15 on the Billboard 200. So, he was in the day considered like one of the best, most popular acoustic artists in out there, and he was one of the best-selling artists in that decade. Here's the back. Here is was released on the Orange RCA label. So that was Poems, Prayers, and Promises by John Denver. So please go down there and hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and helps the channel grow. Put some remarks down there. Do you have any of these albums that are or CDs that I listened to this week? And what about that the female singers, Nat? What about John Denver? Some people might not even be old enough to know who he was, because I'm an old man. But anyway, that was a fun week of music. Now the month has ended, so the next thing you'll see is a live coming from me about. It'll be a quick review of each week, and it'll have highlighted which ones I like the most out of the week. That should be coming up later on today, hopefully, or tomorrow at the latest. And don't forget, I have a live end of the month report tomorrow, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hope you can join me. SoCalSabre saying, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and stay safe.